Hey there, Hillsiders. This last Sunday we began a series going through Micah chapter 6, verse 8, and it's called Pillars of Life. As a reminder, Micah 6:8 says, "He has shown you, O mortal, what is good, and that which the Lord requires of you, that you do justly, love mercy, and walk humbly with your God." And I told you that in our videos over the next few weeks, we're going to be breaking down this particular verse to talk about different segments of the verse. And just like we did on Sunday, we're going to talk a little bit about what does it mean to do justly. And if you're like me, your brain is immediately drawn towards justice and big macro explosions of justice and making a big splash and dealing with things that are real challenges, things like sex trafficking and income inequity and racial injustice and fair trade and child slavery. And there's tons that we could go into, and they're legitimate and they should be focused on. How can we, on an everyday, in our everyday life, find ways to live out Micah 6:8, doing justly, in just our normal lives, where we don't have to even put on the clothes of an activist or the title of an activist, but we can still be actively living justly in a way that actually is maybe even more significant because it just becomes our norm. And so I've been digging through some scriptures, and I found some different encouragements that I wanted to throw out to you as different things that we can do that will help us to practically live out what does it look like to do justly when I'm walking in my shoes. And so I'm not going to quote the verses themselves, like the addresses, but I'll read some of what the verses say. And so, do to others as you would have them do to you. Be kind to one another. Don't just consider your own needs, but consider the needs of others as well. When you're treated poorly, don't respond poorly. Instead, treat them well. Anyway, don't play favorites, especially with people that are privileged or the people that are downtrodden. Don't show privilege. Give extra care to people that need it. Okay? People who don't have an advocate, people who need someone to speak up for them. Be that person. Take the initiative to do that. Don't go along with the crowd in doing evil or doing wrong. Do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with doing good. Be positive, encouraging, and helpful. Don't complain. Don't argue. Don't be slanderous. Do what's right, even when it's hard, and stand up for people who need to be stood up for, the people that are underdogs, the people that others may be stepping on. And there's so many other areas of Scripture we could throw into this, but that's just in a little over a minute. I've given us about 10 different things we can do in our everyday life as we interact with people on the planet. We go about our regular day in the neighborhood. We leave our house, go for walks. We're at the store. Wherever we happen to be doing, we're looking for opportunities to speak up and to act up in the best sense of the word in a way that really shows that there's a God who's interacting on our behalf, and because of what he's done in us, because we want to be and do what he would be being and doing if he was walking in our shoes. We're not trying to make this about us, but we're trying to make a difference in the lives of people we come in contact with. So doing justly, there's lots of big things we can do. Let's not neglect the small things as well. Let's look for different ways we can do that this week. Do justly, love mercy, walk humbly with your God. See you very soon.